Good evening, everyone. Late Night Mega here, and tonight we're going to do another premiere draft of Lost Caverns of Ixalan. I am Mythic rank 320, but it's okay if bad things happen there, I guess. I mean, I'd prefer to have a good deck and just win all the games, but as we know, that doesn't always happen. Last time we had a really cool deck. This time, I don't know, maybe we'll get to draft black or green. Or we can draft blue again. The Ever-Flowing Well, mill 2, draw 2. Beginning of your upkeep, if there are 8 or more permanents, you can transform. Whenever you cast a permanent spell using mana produced by the myriad pools, up to one other target permanent you control becomes a copy of that spell until end of turn. That could be interesting. Other cards in the pack, we've got the Lodestone Needle, the Scampering Surveyor, Lorekeeper for dinosaurs, Deathcap Marionette's not bad for a 2-drop. Same with Echo of Desert. We'll take the rare. We'll see if we can Ever-Flowing Well something. Oh my goodness. So an uncommon was taken out of this pack. We still have the Restless Reef. What becomes a shark creature with Death Touch? And when it attacks, target player mills 4 cards. That's definitely the best card in the pack. I like both these uncommons as well. The Nautilus and the Necromage. But I think I'm just going to take the land. It can help enable splashing, whether we end up splashing for the well or splashing for black. We even had a couple instances in Wilds of Eldraine where just splashing these man lands ended up being a pretty decent idea. So yeah, I think I'll take the Restless Reef here. By no means are we necessarily blue-black after that, though I think given that pack structure, the player to our right, what's their name? Shioni of 15. Oh, Granny's Payback is in this. Okay, the person to our right is definitely not black or blue. Isn't this like a really good 4 mana 4/4 when it enters Surveil 2? For each card you put on top of your library, draw a card and lose 3 life. Descend 8. Whenever you draw a card, if there are 8 or more permanents in your graveyard, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. That sounds great. Let's do that. We also have the Deep Cavern Bat, which I wouldn't mind having as well. But we're not going to pass good. We've drafted all rares, so... Okay, well, we're not going to draft that rare. So we have the Echo of Dusk. Or the Visage of Dread. That can help disrupt our opponent. Though maybe we get the 2-drop here. This is a pretty decent 2-drop for what we're doing. And this thing also mills 2. Tough choice between those two. Petrify isn't a bad one either. I think I'm going to take the Echo here. Make sure we get enough 2-drops. It turns into a 3/3 lifelinker later in the game. Alright, here we have a bunch of Brackish Blunder. We want more permanent type of stuff, so I don't think we want the Blunder. The Gore Stalker is not the most fantastic. I could just take the Screaming Phantom. I could take the Dowsing Device, which would be quite different from what we're doing. A lot of what we're doing right now just kind of wants us to be like blue-black and descending. And this goes in with this plan. Like all our cards here like have our descend payoff cards. Oh, now we get a Join the Dead, which is an instant, so it won't count for Descend, but it's still really good. Mephitic Draught and Promising Vein are also good cards for what we're currently doing. And we have the Black-Red Signpost uncommon, which we might end up being Black-Red, but because we only have, like, technically one blue card right now. Those things can change. This pack, well, this wants us to Descend. The Pit of Offerings. That's not horrible. And we have another chance, which helps us mill. I feel like we could find another chance later in the draft. I'm going to try out this Deep Goblin Skull Taker. It's between that or another chance. But I want more creatures, but I don't necessarily need more instants that mill us. Now, this pack, we don't have blue or black available, but we do have Mineshaft Spider, which I think is going to be the pick, because in case the Sultai colors are the mill colors, so blue, black, and green. And so this can go right along with the Descend plan that we have going. Nothing else here really wants to, really pulls me into another color. Alright, we have another Echo of Dusk, which is cool. Another chance. And another Promising Vein. Let's take the 2-drop. Because this will be a pretty good 2-drop. We also have this thing, too. 4 mana, it would just be a 4/5. Which wouldn't be unreasonable either. And now here, I think we can finally take the Another Chance over the Spike Tail, which also wouldn't be bad. But I do want to make sure we get at least one of these. Might even want a couple of them, because we have a couple of cards that want Descend 8. So we kind of just want to be all in on this Descend 8 plan. And at this point, with the Restless Reef, the Well, we could still be just Sultai Self-Mill in preparation for when Khans of Tarkir comes out, because the Sultai deck there does do the self-mill thing. Alright, we have a Wanderglyph, or we have the Gnar. Dies Discover 3. It's a 5 mana 5/2. Not really interested in the Unlucky Drop. I want to get permanent cards. So let's take the permanent cards. Abula's Awake. Is this just not a good rare for this? It's Wield. Ancestral Reminiscence wouldn't be bad. I don't think the Cartographer's Companion is bad either. There's a white 2-drop. I'm not really interested in the Looter. I'm not really interested in that. Oh, we get the drop back. That's cool. Alright, so we're a little bit all over. We have a Pugnacious Hammer Skull. Whenever it attacks while we don't control another dinosaur, put a stun counter on it. That's a strong one. Oh, gosh. The Master's Guide Mural is also strong. A lot of strong cards, and none of them are what we're really doing. I don't really want to first pick a Runaway Boulder either. I could take the Leech. 5/5 Lifelinker might be good. We could also be doing some milling, some reanimating. Let's see. Let's see if anything comes of that. Speaking of milling, there's the Iceberg, which I think is good for what we're trying to do. Could also take the Basking Capybara. I think I'd rather be base blue-black than... And we're going to want caves. So I'll pick up a cave here. None of this other stuff is super interesting. I guess there's a poison dart frog. But we'll just start collecting caves for our leech. And the leech doesn't care if the cave is in the graveyard or if we control it. Caves will just make it cheaper. I don't think we're white. We're not really green either at this point. Because we got several... Yeah, I don't want to start going into dinosaurs when we got several strong blue-black rares passed to us in pack 1. So let's just stay the course here with this Triceratops. Unqualified human. Okay, well, we get a fanatical offering or a siren. I don't think we have a ton of artifacts. Though it is still a 2-drop that we could... we do have a few artifacts. That could be fine. We also need a way to get rid of the drought as well. I think the offering is just maybe well, it's also not a permanent. Let's take the offering. We have a Vito's Inquisitor. Oh, there's a puzzle door. That could also help. That could really help us get descending. Yeah, we're going to take that. We don't really have a cave here. I do want to prioritize some of the caves more highly now that we have the leech. Also, if we could get the blue cave card, that would be nice as well. Seeing the same commons come through. I guess we just take the Dig Site Conservator 2-drop here. That's fine. It can help us discover. It can help hose our opponent's graveyard if we're up against other graveyard decks. Alright, we could take another Screaming Phantom here. Help us with the self-mill plan. And we just want to have as many permanents as possible. I think the only non-permanents we have is Another Chance and Join the Dead. That's what it seems like. Alright, well, here's another Echo. I want the Echo of Dusk. I also want the cave. Kind of want the cave a little bit more right now. Why did these two cards have to be together? I'll take the cave, though. We have another Screaming Phantom. We do want to descend 8. Those can help us do that. We'll have to watch to make sure we don't get milled out ourselves. The other thing we need is the blue-black Signpost uncommon. Alright, this can be another sacrifice outlet. Oh, we also have the Fanatical Offering. It can be another sacrifice outlet for the drought. So we'll grab that. These cards should not be coming this late. Guess we have another Noir. Though I don't think I'll run 2 of those. And the Presence of Ages, okay. We have a couple of caves. This is also a cave, though it's not an on-color cave. And we get a blue mythic. What in the world is this? Enters tapped. Add 2, craft with 4 or more non-lands with activated abilities. Has each activated ability of the exiled cards. You may activate those abilities only once each turn. Whenever you activate an ability that isn't a mana ability, copy it. That's interesting. I'd probably like the Tithing Blade out of this pack, but, you know, mythic rare. We want to be getting the mythics for the collection. I don't know that this is really... I don't know how good that would be in an actual game. Now, we do have some artifact... Ooh. Akawali. That would be a card worth... But I don't have any... I don't have any mana fixing here. So let's take the Zoetic Glyph. It's an enchantment itself, so it is a permanent. Discovers 3. We have some amount of artifacts we can use this with. This has just been a really good performing card every time I've had it. Canonized in Blood. Probably not what we want to do. I'll take another Echo of Dusk, though. Oh, there's another cave. But I still need some 2-drops, so let's take that. Oh, here's what we want. A Stinging Cave Crawler. Yeah, if we have 4 more permanent cards, we can draw a card and lose a life. It has Death Touch. It's everything we want for this deck. Another Echo. And a Deathcap Marionette. I would love all those. Out of Error, not what we're looking for. Yeah, I guess... well, Sage of Days. This would be a deck that would play Sage of Days, but I'm going to take the Tithing Blade. It's removal. It's an artifact that goes with our glyph. I could be pretty happy with that. Here we have another Hidden Cataract, which isn't bad. There's another chance. I don't know how many of those we need, because we do also have like several card draw things as well. So I'm just going to pick up the cave here. Ah, here's Deathcap Marionette. I did say I wanted one of these. Yeah, there's some decent red stuff coming through. And, oh, a Mycoid. I was going to say, I could use another 4-drop still. So we'll pick that up. Oh, I did say I wanted another one of these, too. This is a cave. Destroys a non-basic land. I don't think we need that. I'll take the 3-drop now over that. We have several caves already. 3 of them, so this could get down to a 5-mana, 5/5 lifelink. That's fine enough. We didn't get any of the reanimation stuff. I guess we can play that card as our top end. I don't mind the boulder, actually. It is a permanent. We can cycle it away to trigger Descend. I still don't want to play the Sage of Days. We have lots of 3-drops as it is. I think I'd rather play the Screaming Phantoms than the Sage of Days. Or even the Acolyte of Aclazotz. That can be a tongue twister. I'll put that to the deck for now. We have a Ray of Ruin, but I did just pick up a Boulder, which I would prefer to run that, even though it's slightly more expensive. So I'll take the other Deep Goblin Skulltaker. This is going to be an Echo of Dusk, Deep Goblin Skulltaker type of deck. And Screaming Phantom. We're mostly black. We have a few blue cards, but not a ton. So blue wasn't particularly open. None of this stuff is going to be played, other than maybe the Vito's Inquisitor. But, I'll take the uncommon. And we get a mountain. Alright. So we're mostly black, just trying to go with a super deep descent. I don't know if I want to play 2 of these Noirs. We have 6 cards to cut. I can almost assure you that all of them are going to be, most or all of them will be 3 drops. Let's take a look at our permanents. I'm not spelling permanent right. Well, what if I do it like this? Because it's only instants and sorceries that... Okay, I have 3 instants. The rest of this deck... So these are our 3 instants. Another chance into the... Join the Dead. It's our other instant here. And Fanatical Offering. Those are the only instants we have. I think all 3 of them are worth playing because we do want to be able to sacrifice this, possibly sack the Iceberg. I don't know, possibly sack the Tithing Blade if we don't have anything else to sacrifice. I don't need to play 2 of those. This is also an artifact. What is our... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think we're playing the companion. 7 artifacts. Most of these artifacts, like the blade, the draught, the iceberg, those will sit around. And the well. But I don't know if that's enough artifacts to be playing the glyph. Probably just going to cut that from this deck, because we got to cut some of these. The Mycoid wants us to descend each turn. This wants to send 8. Leech, Runaway Boulder. We can play all the caves for the Leech. I don't think I want 3 Screaming Phantoms. Do we still want to run the Acolyte? Acolyte could help us get any of these 3 off the field and into our graveyard where they need to be. If I don't run the Acolyte, what all do I have to trigger this a second time? Honestly, not much. I do think we want to run an Acolyte. Oh, and we have the Boulder that was also... Because that card's also just going to sit and play. Yeah, a lot of our artifacts are just going to sit and play. It makes me rethink our Zoetic Glyph. Meltrude, draw 2. Because we're kind of just waiting around to... I don't think I want all these 3 mana things. Alright. So I have one more cut to make, and possibly putting the glyph back in. Just because we have a lot of ways that... I think we either have to put the glyph back in or take some of these out, because once they hit the battlefield, they're not really going to be able to go anywhere or do anything. So do I cut the offering? I think we have enough card draw. We could even, like, cut a land as well. Offering could help us trigger Descend for a turn. Yeah, I think I like the Offering. I like Another Chance. I like Join the Dead. I kind of want the glyph back in the deck. Just as another way to, like, put something on one of these artifacts that are mostly just going to sit there. Oh, do we have activated abilities? Because we have that mythic. That's an activated ability. You'd have to craft with 4 things that have activated ability. We just don't have... We just don't have that much. So what are the other cuts going to be? Maybe we do cut another Screaming Phantom. Because while I do want to be milling, I maybe don't want to be milling. Either that or, like I said, we're going to have to, like, cut some of these if we don't run the glyph. I think we have to run 1 Acolyte and 1 glyph just to be able to get these off of our board if we don't need them. Of course, this thing we kind of want to transform. Yeah, and we have other self-mill stuff anyways. Yeah, I'm going to cut one of those. Could I reasonably cut a land here? I mean, this is going to draw us a card. This is going to draw us a card. This will draw us a couple. We've got a lot of card draw here too. And we have the puzzle door that can help us get our lands if we're struggling. Or we can cycle the runaway boulder. And we have the offering. I think we can cut a land from this. So this gives us 8, 9, 10 black sources, and 4, 5, 6, 7 blue. I think 7 blue is fine because we're just very lightly blue. Oh, we also have this to mill too. I could almost just not run any Screaming Phantoms. So we have a lot of other... we'll run the deck like this. It's an interesting... Do I want the Legendary Artifact or the Starving Revenant? Let's get the Revenant. This is mostly a black deck. Alright, well, we made something interesting. Too bad we didn't get the blue-black Signpost uncommon. That would have fit right in with this deck. Chucky is our first opponent. And we get 2 out of our 3 I actually have no 2 mana play, so we'll play the Restless Reef. We could also possibly mill our... I don't like seeing that. So actually... I think I just want to iceberg. We'll start milling some stuff. Tithing blade, that would have been nice to have. There's a plundering pirate, makes treasure. I'm gonna glyph this. We'll be defensive with that. Because it'll also put 2 more permanents into our graveyard, which will be great for all our other stuff. I don't even mind a trade here, because we still get to discover 3. I'll play a puzzle door. It's actually not bad for next turn. Child of the Volcano. Okay, so he gets to get a counter on that. I could do the Starving Revenant. Why don't we do this first? You know what else we didn't get in this deck? Dead Weights. Those would have been good. Yeah, I'll take the Echo of Dusk. So now I can play the Echo, leave up the Offering, or just play the Revenant. Let's play the Revenant. I don't need the land. Do I want to pay 3 life to draw that? I can pay 3 life to draw that. Well, that's fine. We have Echo of Dusks. We have a lot of stuff going on right now. I don't want to take a bunch of damage though. Just keep things clear, because I know our opponent's going to get extra counters on stuff too. Oh, there's Join the Dead. Yeah, I've had enough of this. And let's do this. It has lifelink. 2 mana for a 3/3 lifelinker, that's pretty good. We have a Fanatical Offering. Alright, Pirates for our opponent. I think I like the Noir here a little bit better. So we'll do that. Because this will just, it'll discover into something. And we can get back with another chance. We can get things back. Oh, they're trying to use the militia. Alright, we have 6 mana. We can kill the militia, which we may have to do. Could also another chance and get back. We could also get back the Tithing Blade with that. No, we can't. We can only return creatures, not permanents. I don't have 2 creatures to return, so we're not going to do that. I do want to gain 3 life, and I don't care if that trades. Yep, perfect. I could kill the Flyer or kill the Sunshot Militia. Actually, I'm taking more damage from the Flyer. I think we just kill the Flyer. We'll just do that right now. Just be done with it. This also cuts our opponent off from a bit of mana for the time being. Dino Automaton. Alright, so that's a 3/3 with Menace. Cannot block that. I could Fanatical Offering. I could fire up the Restless. Go attacking. That's a bit aggressive. I'm a little bit interested in this. The Dino thing is going to be kind of tricky to deal with, but I could get back the Echo and the Revenant. I don't hate that. Could also just play out these two things, attack for 5. I think we do attack here. Get our creatures out, or get one creature out. Let's get both creatures out. I don't mind double blocking, because we have another chance we can get back all sorts of goodies. Oh, well, I'm not going to double block that. I will just singly block it. Panicked Altasaur. Sure. There's another Echo of Dusk. Let's see if you want to block that. Doesn't want to block, takes another 5. I can also, at instant, just discover with this. Do I need to... I don't really need to mill. Let's just get back the Revenant. That's a 4/5. Get back the Stinging Cave Crawler. We'll replay the Cave Crawler. And we'll be good to go. Cave Crawler dies, we can also fire up the Reef. Our opponent needs to be a bit careful here. I also need to be a bit careful. So if I fire up the Reef... The 3 would be a lethal attack. This could just eat the Reef. I do kind of just want to... This attacking is also not phenomenal for us. Let's see what he does when we attack with the Gnar. He takes it. Interesting. Let's Fanatical Offering this. This gives me a Menace guy. And I can play the Echo of Dusk. That seems mana efficient. Yep, we're going to take 2 from that. Hopefully we don't die here. That's the only thing. Okay, he's going to go Discovering with his red Volcano. Gets Atali's favor. That's not favorable. But it's, whatever thing he has would have to attack, and we do have a life linker. And we also have, you know, lethal in a bunch of different ways. So our opponent's got to play this carefully. Okay, and gets Buried Treasure, which is not going to help him this turn. If that attacks, we just double block with our both of our 3/3s. He can only kill one of them. So I don't know if it was best there. He could ping us for 1, 2, 4. That doesn't do it. I am pretty sure we can just swing out here, activating this. So what are blocks? That's got to be blocked. Things have to be blocked. Can also fire up the Revenant, because this thing will trigger. That's got to be double blocked, so if that's... I think we're fine. Actually, we're going to do this, because I can also play the draw. And just, I don't want to draw these. So now we've also descended. I could draw this card here. That'll draw me a card, but our opponent will also lose a life. And I still have a 2-drop. I could also explore. Oh, there's merit in doing that. And I think I had the... I guess I must have had... So, because I didn't have the time to think this through. What happens if we attack all out here? This needs to be blocked twice. We draw a card, lose a life, but our opponent goes to 3. So then those two, one of those two need to be blocked. That needs to be blocked. That needs to be blocked. That needs to be blocked. And this has Menace. Yeah, so we had the victory here with that. Just swinging out there. We didn't need to crack the map or do any of this other stuff. Cool. Well, what do you know? The deck worked. Man, there's so many other cool cards we could have gotten for this deck, like, especially the Chupacabra Echoes, those would have been great, the Debt Weight, the Blue-Black Signpost Uncommon, La Hroxia, that. We go first, we can keep this. Leeches will get cheaper, hopefully, sometime. Is expensive. We have 3 caves to make it 5 mana, 5/5 lifelink, which is fine. Just start playing our stuff. Another chance, that's cool. Gonna play out the Deep Stalker first. Because if this lives, we can just do this thing, get the mill going, and get a counter on it. I am not going to block here if our opponent does the... Yeah. Well, now I'm really not going to block. We have lifelinkers in the deck, too. We'll find them. We can either find them or, you know, return them. So I'm not too worried about it. I am worried about dying, though, before we find our lifelinkers. That would be a problem. Ooh, this is a great spot to play a cave. Let's draw stuff. Okay, we did descend here. I cannot actually block. So we get a counter. We have our Echo. That's really not good. And we got to get our lifelink going here. Five mana. Do this. We're gonna mill a couple. Okay, that's 2 permanents. That's we're gonna play this. And we're not going to attack this time because our opponent just got a bit too aggressive. Play fried bricks. Oh yeah, you're gaining life over there. I need to be gaining life. The marionette is going to trade with something. Or our opponent's just not going to attack. I need to mill cards. Now I could just activate this, because that will give me the 4th thing here. Whereas if I mill 2, chances are, yeah, I want to return 2 creatures. And playing any of this other stuff isn't going to do it. Could also just kill this. I'd rather attack for 3 lifelink this turn, and this will also trigger this. Yeah, let's do the this, and this is still going to keep this this thing. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Cool. I want to gain 3. You can trade with whatever you want. None of the trades look particularly appealing. Like, you could just trade the 2-drop. Could trade that too, sure. I'm also going to use another chance and get back both Echo of Dusks. You can also join the dead on something. You can also start attacking with our Menace guy too. We have a lot of options. Okay, yeah, that flyer's gonna die. That's concerning. Do you have, like, the first strike trick or something? Let's see what you got. Called it. That's fine. We're also going to want to play this on our turn. I'm taking 3. We don't have enough black sources, that's the problem. Whenever we cast a permanent, up to one other target permanent becomes that. That seems fun. I do just need to kill this thing, because then I think a lot of our problems just go away. I'm also not going to do that yet. We're going to mill a couple of swamps, get back our echoes. We triggered Descend. Do I need to attack? I feel it's a little bit risky to do so right now while we're at 7. We're just gonna keep doing all this stuff. Next turn we might have to join the dead and kill that guide wing. I've entirely had enough of its nonsense. And then this, up to one other target permanent you control becomes a copy of that spell until end of turn. So this would give us 6 lands. When we get the 7th, you know, we could do Leech Time and turn something else into a 5/5 lifelinker for a turn. That sounds really cool. That doesn't bother me. What is bothering me right now is the, that's also cool. What's bothering me right now is, our life total. So let's attack. This thing being double black is hurting right now. Alright. Now I kind of just want to have more stuff in play. Because if he doesn't want to block our 3/3 lifelinker, I'll just play another 3/3 lifelinker. That does not bother me. There's another thing that probably needs to die. Hey, keep tapping your stuff. That's less you'll be able to block it. Yeah, that needs to die. And that's going to happen right now. And now our opponent's got to start looking at some trades because we're just gaining so much life off of all this. Still going to gain 6 here. Going to trigger Descend. Okay. Maybe the attack with this thing was a little greedy. Oh, now it's definitely greedy. Gosh. Because those are 6/4s and we're just dead. Yeah, I needed one more. No, even one more blocker wouldn't have done it because we still. Yeah, maybe I needed to kill the flyer. Leave the death touch. Well, then I wouldn't have been able to swing in and get the 6. The flyer would have been. We were just slightly behind, and also being stuck on 2 black sources with Join the Dead. Because our deck is mostly black. We had almost all of our blue sources in play. That was a rough one. Speaking of almost all of our blue sources, we're still going to keep this, though. I'm going to play out our black source. Do I want to start milling? I want to start milling. There goes leeches and another chance. Okay, so we don't have another chance this game. I suppose I didn't need to do that pre-combat. He's got a Restless Ridgeline. And there's a Kincaller. Okay. I guess the 1/4 can block it. So I could get in for 1 here. Is it worth it? Probably not in the grand scheme of things. Next turn I can just start firing up the Restless Reef. That is not a good idea to put dinosaurs in his graveyard while he's got that going. But I don't know what else to do. I guess I could mill myself. I could get really risky and attack with this, too. Not going to do that. I'm going to mill myself. Good, I got rid of another land. I could have milled myself. I could have attacked with this. Staggering size. Well, that's annoying. Well, this thing has death touch anyways. Alright. I was almost going to sack it. The Pugnacious Hammer Skull. Okay, well, we're going to leave the 1/1 black pack to block that. Never mind. We're not going to do any such thing here. We'll just do that. We'll go attacking. We'll make this into a big threat, because our opponent loves when we play that card. And I don't care if it lives or dies. Yeah, that's fine. That puts 2 more permanents in my graveyard. It lets me discover. I will cast the Puzzle Door, which that can be used to help us find something. Abrading our lifelinker, sure, that one kind of annoys me. This also kind of annoys me. This whole not getting anything to do. I want both of these. How do I make that happen? Stinging Cave Crawler or the Gnawer? What's our opponent at? 12? Will be 10. Let's get this thing, because we can potentially draw multiple cards. I think both of them are good. Yeah, our opponent doesn't want to see that. We did get the Stinging Cave Crawler, which is a good card. We're 2-1 right now. Got aggroed out in the one game. Fight on. Just checking the recording real quick, and we come back to a really not so great hand. Our opponent goes first. We have a lot of 2-drops, but we really would rely on drawing land. Plus, I think this is a 16-land deck. We're gonna mulligan. This hand is more keepable. We're actually going to get rid of the Puzzle Door because we can't actually cast it right now. Oh, hey, good news. We can cast Puzzle Door. I guess I should have got rid of... I don't know. It's fine. Let's start off with the Conservator. We're up against a black-white deck, Vanguard of the Rose, for our opponent. Start off with a 2-drop that can, threaten to trade. Let's see what he plays to have some sacrifice fodder. Oh, I guess the joke's on me then. I would take another 3 this I don't really want to take another 3 right now. We'll play the Echo. Echo's a fine 2-drop. I like it here. Becoming a 3/3 lifelinker later on. Iron Paw. Now you can just sack the Iron Paw. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna join the dead that now. We have to. Well, since we're joining the dead this turn, I suppose I can wait. I don't need to attack here. We're at a lower life total. Let's just chill. Oh, that makes me exile a card. I mean... it's going to be a swamp, because I have too many of those right now. I am actually going to... I'm going to do it like this. Watch this, watch this. I'll let him sack something, and then I'll join the dead. Or just this trade happens. Yeah. Okay, well, we're gonna be discovering with our caves soon. The Tithing Blade... that's not good here. I don't know when it's going to be good. Maybe I should just plate it. Souls of the Lost. That's a bit too good. Yeah, we're gonna have to do this and see if we can find something. Let's discover 4. Another echo. Alright. Can't even activate that thing. Oh, yeah, just draw back-to-back bomb rares. Yeah, that's fine. That's normal, right? I mean, the nice thing is I'm still getting... Oh, what is this? How many things does this need to tap? You tap 5 untapped artifacts and or creatures. Oh, yuck. I'll take 5. So I could spin this wheel again, but then he could flip this. Or I play Tithing Blade and Skull Taker. I think I just do that. I don't like our choices here, because that also makes that bigger. I really want to just be able to sack this. I could attack with the 3/3. I don't think that makes sense. Yeah, this stuff is kind of bad for blocking when it's not active or built up enough. We haven't gotten much of our mill stuff. Okay, another land for our opponent. I need something to die here. Join the dead. I still have 6 on that. Okay. Alright. I don't think crafting is what we want to do right now. Mycoid is just going to end up having to trade. I kind of need to gain life. Could spin the wheel. It's better to spin the wheel again next turn. I'll just play this. Do I attack, though? I want to make sure we gain the life. I mean, you'd have to sack. Yeah, you can't survive. Yeah, that's great. That was great, even with the... We got the descend trigger there. That was phenomenal. Okay, our opponent's going to spin the wheel. We discovered a skullcap snail. Yeah, that can happen sometimes. Although, I think that was a little bit of a quick concession. Because it was still at 18. And, like, this would have been a 2/2, because its power and toughness equal to the number of artifacts and creatures. I guess he just got a bit tilted from discovering a snail while our hand was empty. That is kind of the risk with that card, and the discover in general. Sometimes you don't discover something particularly useful. But we would have had our Hidden Cataract to trigger Descend on this. Probably not able to attack that turn, because... attacking, you could double block. Yeah, that was not a good sequence of turns for our opponent. Alright, next game. Actually, before the next game, let's take a look at our land count again. Because maybe this is even a deck where 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we're running 16 lands. And I think with all the self-mill we have, I may just want to keep hitting land drops. Maybe it's wise to play 41. No, because we got a lot of 2-drop, 2 and 3 mana cards too. We could easily flood out. But we'll keep it like this. Alright, let's go back to trying to find an opponent. So we got to use our we've gotten to use all 3 of our rares. I do find it slightly odd that we have, like, we first picked, our first 3 picks were all 3 of the rares that we're currently playing. And then we didn't get any, I don't think we got any other rares in our, well, we opened that 1 mythic. I guess there's that. That mythic, though, seems more like it would be geared towards, like, a commander sort of deck. Definitely a constructed deck of some sorts, but probably best in commander. Econotog, diamond rank player, is our next opponent. Well, yeah, we'll do this. It's slightly slow, but we can draw stuff. We can... Oh, let's get our mill going. Oh, hey, that's a nice land. Okay, we milled a couple lands ourselves. I'm fine with that. Spyglass Siren. I guess what we do here is we attack. Yeah, we'll just play out our stuff. Oh, there's the iceberg. We can play this next turn. Just need to make sure that there's not going to be... Okay, well, Sage of Days doesn't bother me. The top 3, you may put 1 of those cards, put the rest in the graveyard. So let's see how many go to the graveyard. 2 go to the graveyard. So our opponent liked the other thing. I think we just Starving Revenant here. Just make things very dangerous. Do I need to draw a land right now? Do I want to pay 6 to draw 2? Now this board state, probably. It is a lot, but theoretically we can get that back. And we can also, because I want to, like, mill his stuff. I want to do this when we have the, I think our next turn is just going to be the iceberg holding up Join the Dead. Could also activate this. Puzzle door. Maybe we do that, because this iceberg's not doing anything immediately. Explorers gets out of air. Okay. I'll actually just trade here, because I'm not going to take 4. I'm going to take 4. Okay. Ooh, Fanatical Offering. That's good. I guess we're going to iceberg. Oh man, I didn't want to lose that. And now we have the Skull Ticket, but I'd have to trade this off anyways. And I can trigger this next turn. Yeah, let's just kill this while we know it can die. We did play a bit risky there. We've got Fanatical Offering, we can sack this stuff too. We've got things we can do. And now we have this. So what if we do the Goblin? And what if we pay some more life? And, yeah, this is the thing we want to... Actually, no. Don't sack that. Sack this. Because we can hold up the Fanatical Offering. This is going to go to our hand. Can't play it right now. We'll hold up Offering for any potential removal. Oh, there's the Echo of Dusk. That's good. Definitely need to play that this turn here. Can also get back a couple of things. We need to make sure we don't die. That would be a good thing. And there's no real reason for us to... Can't trigger Descent unless I might be able to. Alright, let's try it. Actually gonna try this. Oh, an Echo of Dusk. I want it. Yep, I want it too much. I could have descended there and made that a 3/3. Why is this thing still glowing? Must be some sort of bug. Cartographer's Companion. Alright. Oh, now that thing's a 4/3. Alright, let's kill this so there's no Descent. That's annoying. Tap like that. We're gonna mill 2 to try and trigger Descend. We triggered Descend. Get back Echo and probably our Starving Revenant. Alright, board full of 3/3s. Again, really depending on that lifelink. We know our opponent's hand. Needle and Out of Air. Okay, so you can needle something, but you can only needle one of our lifelinkers. He also has the... He can also fire up the land. Chooses not to. Do I want to just trade... Because this thing, even if it triggers next turn, is not going to get... big enough. Now let's trade here. So he has Out of Air. Lets us attack. Yeah, I kill both of those. Alright. Well, I can't play that. Can I still play 3, 4, 5, 6? I can. I can craft Which that doesn't... Actually, I can do this and craft, can't I? I don't have an artifact in the... Oh, I do have an artifact in the graveyard. Cool. I could do that. I would rather boulder. Boulder than craft, because otherwise he's tapping our 6/6 and is being kind of mean. So yeah, let's boulder here. I can craft with the boulder too. Yep, there's the needle. I could just kill the mycoid right now. Then he just fires up the 4/4. I would rather him just fire up the 4/4, because then I can take him off double blue. Fire up the 4/4. It's lethal. It is lethal. Not gonna go for it? Okay. If you say so. Thought he would... Yeah, he must have been sensing something. I guess. I'm gonna cast this anyways. We'll get the counter out of his hand. We won't get the counter out of his hand. Well, we'll get this out of play. As maybe I should have done that instead of taking the damage. I guess he's saving it to... Yeah. Okay. He's saving the counter for that. But you can't counter this. Actually, I could just drought him and get the discover. Yeah, let's get the 6/6. Oh, why didn't I craft from... I don't know. No attacks here, because he has the shark. But I can attack next turn. There's another island, so he's going to have the... that thing. Okay, well now he doesn't have anything. Now we can go a little crazy. How crazy do we want to go? Tapping that thing requires 2 mana. I do need to gain life. Oh, there's also that thing I need to be aware of. Yeah. Let me pay the ward here. Suppose I could have just untapped my 6/6. That might have been good. Oh, here's a 5/2 that's going to... Oh, wait, he has a counter. I screwed up this entire game. I should have just left the 6/6 untapped, because now this he attacks for 7. I can't believe I screwed that up. Somehow in my mind, he didn't have the counter, and that thing was going to resolve. That was me punting there. I probably just should have untapped my 6/6. Because then he wouldn't have had that play. Still would have had to run a creature into his counter. I knew about the counter and I knew about the land. And I just misplayed that. Misplayed that horribly. I was so ahead. All I had to do was not do what I did. Odomple. Yeah, we're missing like an actual 2-mana play. But it's fine. Play a snail. Now that's fine too. I have a puzzle door. I think I want to save that if possible. I guess, maybe. We're gonna take some damage. Well, that's only if that thing ends up being able to attack. That's not what I meant to cast. Yeah, I'm not blocking that. Just on the principle of, I don't need to. Well... Mycoid would be better here. There's no counter. I suppose I could have attacked first. I'm playing a bit sloppy. There's a flash... Okay. That was actually fine, because I can play the Skull Taker, and I can do the Puzzle Door next turn. Sage of Days. And so this thing still can't attack, so that's also fine. He's probably going to keep land on top since he missed a land drop. So our opponent's playing a little bit behind. Could also keep it so there's 2 land on top and explore to draw land. I mean, you don't have to. You do your own thing. Yeah, you don't want to attack anymore. Oh, nope, you do. Just take the 1. Let's use the puzzle door, see what we get, because we'll trigger Descend on these 2. A lot of choices. I don't need to do that, because I'm going to get a token, going to get a counter. Unfortunately, we still can't really kill anything over there. I guess I should have done the puzzle door before playing a land, so I could have played the Necropolis. And now he's got a flyer. That's annoying. Still not doing anything with that. I could actually just Descend with this. I want to trigger Descend, and that's like the only way I'm going to do it this turn, so... And our hand is still full of lands, so let's do that. Echo of Dusk, sure. And I have no attacks yet. I'll just keep building up our board here. Any Tithing Blades he has is not going to be particularly useful. Now that thing's a 3/3. So we gotta get our Echo of Dusk online for the lifelink. That's what I'm going to need here to stay alive pretty quickly. Okay, well that works. This would trade with 2 things. Would I be fine with that? I think so. Could also just sack a token to draw a couple cards. I think I'm going to end up doing that. Now the Sage could, in theory, attack. Yeah, we're gonna need some more cards. Because we can't just have these flyers going crazy over there. Okay, we're gonna sack one of these things. There's an iceberg. Acolyte is decent. None of this stuff is particularly amazing. Let's see what else we can draw here. I didn't want to mill that one. We have a 5/5. So that would be cool. This 3/3 is going to attack. I guess if I want to make something bigger, I want this to be bigger. Or I can draw more land. Great. Well, at least we have some leeches next turn. The Acolyte can kind of start... What is that? Another flyer? Stop with the flyers already. When you cast an instant spell from your hand, it gains Rebound. Ojir Pakpatakwa Deepest Epoch. There is no chance I pronounced that correctly. When it dies, return it to the battlefield transformed in its crystal time. Transform it. Activate only if it has no time counters and only has a sorcery. Remove a time counter. Oh, 3 time counters. Yeah. We're taking 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the air. Yeah, I get the life linker going. I guess we also got to win this game. I might just start sacking these fungus things to gain a bit of life. Screaming Phantom can also help block for a turn. Really need the 5/5 to live. Because lifelink is just so crucial. I'm glad that got milled. And life, even the 5 life alone is not going to be enough here. Join the dead. Alright. Might possibly be able to pull this off. This is lethal, so he's got to make some blocks. Oh, and you're going to... I'm gonna fix it so I don't gain life. Darn it! That's really... I should have killed that. That's okay. So I have a flyer, I have a kill spell. I can kill this. I'll give him more mana though. Pirate hat. Don't have a pirate hat. What costs to equip? Okay. So I guess I need to chump block. That mills. Draws them discards. Okay, we're going to... Self-reflection. Don't kill my... No! I need to be able to block. Darn it. And it has rebound. I guess I have to sack it. I needed to be able to block there, and I needed to gain life. Once again, I made a bit of a misplay. I just should have killed that last turn before I swung in with the 5/5. I was getting a bit too cute. Trying to go, oh, my opponent will double block with the 2 3/3s, and then I just kill one of them and gain 5 off the other. Didn't fully realize this could be... Yeah, that could happen at an instant. And I needed our opponent not to have removal there, so we could actually just chump block here, and then we would have the victory because we'd have 2 lethal attackers. This one with Menace. Well, let's take a look at the deck. Because I think I had a great deck. It was just, I misplayed it a bit. And that cost 2 of our losses there. But yeah, I would play this deck again. I think Echo of Dusk was really clutch for this deck. Just turning that into lifelink while you set up your whole Descend shenanigans and that. The Skull Taker was good. Like, everything in this deck was, it was all good. It was fine. The Cave Crawler was cool. We could have used a bit more removal. Revenant was cool. Mycoid was cool. Even the Gnar wasn't bad when we had it. And we had the Caves, which were also great at triggering Descend, and we had the Reef. Yeah, I wonder how far this deck could have gone, because we should be at 5 wins right now going for our 6th. But instead, we just got 3. But I guess that happens sometimes. There's a lot of intricacies in this set, so that stuff is bound to happen. I guess sometimes I just need to slow down a bit more, too. But I guess for now, I'll take my leave.